I uploaded these 2 videos which predicted the exact Squid Game Season 3 ending, Gi-Hun's inescapable death and the island being blown up at the end. But I still can't help but wonder, what if Squid Game ended way differently? Let's start with the ending we all secretly hoped for. Gi-Hun winning the Squid Game again. What if Season 3 had a Season 1 style ending but pushed it even further? While I do appreciate how the original ending played out, I think this could have been an equally compelling path. For this version to work though, the baby would have to be removed from the game entirely. Let's say the front man made sure the baby didn't count as a player from the start. The moment they were born, they were quietly extracted from the facility. Gi-Hun would move from selflessly offering to sacrifice himself for Myung-gi to finally snapping and pushing him off the edge in the final moments. He would win the games once more, but instead of simply walking away broken and numb again, this time he'd do the unthinkable. He'd demand to face the front man directly, a one-on-one fight to the death. Cornered by Gi-Hun's defiance and under the eyes of the VIPs, who would absolutely love the idea, the frontman would have no choice but to accept. Maybe Gi-Hun wins, takes the prize money, but is left even more hollow than before? Or maybe In-ho defeats him. Maybe they kill each other in a final brutal standoff. That's the ending so many of us felt we were missing. A final clash that actually burns everything to the ground. An ending that leaves Gi-Hun completely spent, not just empty. And maybe that's why, after finishing Season 3, some of us feel like we're still waiting for that final devastating punch. Just imagine that, a Gi-Hun and In-ho final showdown. After watching Season 3, I'm sure we're all puzzled by the random finalists still alive. This alternate ending flips everything with a completely new set of finalists. Ones we actually wanted in the finals: Hyun-ju, Jun-hee, and Gyum-ja. I'll admit, at first I thought Jun-hee had plot armor thicker than concrete. She seemed like a guaranteed finalist. So what if she really was? And to make things more twisted, let's throw Myung-gi into the mix too. Imagine this. Back in the maze game, the player Myung-gi killed wasn't Hyun-ju, but Yong-sik instead. Hyun-ju survives and the dynamics shift drastically, but tragically, Gyum-ja's fate stays the same. Sounds fun until everyone discovers Myung-gi's true nature. There are a few ways this could go down. In the first scenario, we would definitely see Gi-Hun sacrificing himself for Myung-gi, Jun-hee, and their baby. But this is where things get darker. During the final round, Myung-gi would try to convince Jun-hee to give up the baby, allowing them to win the games. Jun-hee, as we'd expect, would disagree, protecting her child with her life. This is where Myung-gi would turn on Jun-hee, killing her and the baby to secure the winnings for himself. A better way to end the show off might even be having Jun-hee push Myung-gi off last second, winning the games with her baby. In the second scenario, everyone would team up against Myung-gi, but he would have the leverage over everyone: Jun-hee's baby. Myung-gi would turn evil completely and start off by taking out Hyun-ju, followed by the person he loved most, Jun-hee. This would completely infuriate Gi-Hun, causing him to finally push Myung-gi off, or even be killed himself, making Myung-gi the sole winner of the game. This could catch all of us completely off guard, giving us a grim reality of the Squid Game, that villains often win. Either way, I think having a Myung-gi versus Hyun-ju fight during the final game could have been amazing as well, so I'm a little salty the director went with those finalists. This ending could show a deeper, more human side of In-ho. After everything he's done, he's finally filled with guilt and regret. Instead of staying silent in the car at the end of Season 3, he tells the driver to stop. He steps out, walks toward the new female recruiter, and confronts her. As a former frontman, he may know how the system works, and now he wants to end the games for good. Another idea could show In-ho returning in Squid Game USA, not as a frontman, but as a player. Like Gi-Hun, he enters with a mission to bring the games down from the inside. This would show he's trying to redeem himself and highlights the parallel between them, two broken men fighting the same system. While this may be unlikely, especially with the upcoming prequel series Squid Game 28th, which will show how In-ho became the frontman, there's still room for him to return. Now that he's seen everything from the inside, maybe he feels it's his job to stop it. Whether he confronts the recruiters or joins the game again, this change of heart would add real emotion to his story. It would show that even someone who once led the system can choose to destroy it. Let's say Jun-ho infiltrates the games again as a guard, just like he did in Season 1. This time, he allies with No-Yul, a former Triangle guard. Their goal, find Gi-Hun and get him out. When they finally locate him, Gi-Hun is near breaking point. They tell him to stop playing by the rules to let himself be eliminated. The plan is simple, fake his death. During the next game, No-Yul kills Gi-Hun in a convincing but safe way. The guards assume he's dead. Jun-ho and No-Yul take his body to the surgery room. There are no medics around, but between the two of them, they know enough to stop bleeding and stabilize him. They manage to revive Gi-Hun, patch him up, and bring him back from the brink. Now the three of them are together. With their combined knowledge of the site, they come up with a new plan. Jun-ho knows the island from his previous infiltration. No-Yul understands the guard systems and operations, and Gi-Hun has walked through nearly every inch of the facility as a player and a winner. Together, they form a powerful trio. Their mission? Destroy the games from the inside. They disguise themselves as square guards and make their way to the control room. Once there, they launch a surprise attack, killing the guards stationed inside. They begin shooting at the equipment, the computers, the monitors, anything used to control or oversee the games. Sparks fly, screens shatter, alarms blare. Chaos erupts across the island. With the systems crippled, they know they don't have much time. Gi-Hun wants to return to the dorms and free the other players, but it's too risky. More guards are coming. They're forced to flee. Like Ga Young-seok did earlier, they head for a dock, fight off any guards in their way, and steal a boat. They escape the island, leaving the broken facility behind them. Without the control room and with many of the key systems destroyed, the games can't continue. The remaining players survive. The money, left without a winner, is split among them. A victory at last. But it's almost too perfect, isn't it? This could be a strong and satisfying ending, but maybe a little too hopeful for the Squid Game universe. Still, showing Gi-Hun, Jun-ho, and No-Yul working together to tear the system down would be incredibly powerful, and a fitting conclusion to their arcs. Imagine the frontman, deep in regret over the brutal games he's been running. He's finally realized how twisted and terrible everything has become. He wants to stop it all, but the VIPs are still here, watching, controlling, making sure the games continue. The frontman knows he can't end this while they remain, so he hatches a desperate plan: eliminate the VIPs. He calls a guard and demands Gi-Hun to be brought to the leader's room. Gi-Hun arrives cautious and wary, unsure if this sudden change in the frontman's attitude is a trap. But In-ho, the frontman, reveals the truth and the plan to take down the VIPs and shut down the games. Despite his doubts, Gi-Hun agrees to join forces. They arm themselves and prepare to storm the VIPs' room. Before anything violent happens, In-ho tries to reason with the VIPs. He tries warning them that the island's situation is spiraling out of control and that the games must end. But the VIPs scoff, refusing to leave the island and giving no sign they will abandon their cruel entertainment. They want to watch the games continue. With no choice left, the frontmen and Gi-Hun raise their weapons. What follows is swift and brutal. Every single VIP falls. In-ho then demands the games stop immediately. The players are released, the survivors gather and divide the prize money among themselves, free at last. As they leave the island behind, a massive explosion destroys the place, wiping away the horrors forever. This, of course, is the ending we all secretly want. A final reckoning, justice served, and freedom won. Sadly, it's a fantasy that the real story could never allow. This was a very talked about ending that many fans thought might actually be true, but sadly it wasn't. Imagine in the final game, right before killing MG Coin, Gi-Hun presses the button on the floor, the one who actually counts when the round ends when a player dies. And once MG Coin dies, the game officially ends with both Gi-Hun and the baby declared winners. But then, in a shocking twist, the frontman approaches Gi-Hun privately and offers him a chilling deal: to become the new frontman and take control of the games. After everything Gi-Hun has been through, all the pain and brokenness he's experienced, he surprisingly accepts the offer. The weight of the games and the trauma seem to push him into this dark new role. Gi-Hun becomes the new frontman, taking over the twisted legacy. This would have been an incredibly interesting and dark ending, one that explores the cyclical nature of the games, but also probably one of the most unlikely endings we could have seen.